Namaste.
Geshe. Thank you so much for giving us your time today and agreeing to be interviewed for the Calm Mind series. We really appreciate it.
So actually there are lots of different ways of giving titles in the different traditions, like, so you have to understand, I think that is quite important. So in Tibetan, especially in Tibetan Buddhist culture, Buddhist society, there are like different schools. Like, for example, the first established the Nyingma session, and then after Ghe-gheu, then Sakya, then Ghe-gheu. So every these schools has given titles in different names. So some they use like Kempo, and some they use like Lepe, and some they use like Geshe. And Geshe especially is originated from the Ghe-gheu sessions. So after let's know that Ghe-gheu founder is Lama Tsongkhapa. So after he founded Ghe-gheu Monastery, then he founded the very famous academy. Schools, universities, especially these Ghe-gheu sessions. Then when they finished the studies, then they gave the title Geshe. So normally, like nowadays, it's different. So even within the Ghe-gheu monasteries, there are lots of different Ghe-gheu monasteries now there. But so far, the there are three different universities called Sera, Debon, and Ghe-gheu. So within these three, the big universities, then normally is to achieve this Geshe degree takes about, I can say probably nowadays, I'm talking about these current situations, I know current situations, it takes about, I think, at least 20 years to achieve this achievement. And the title Geshe itself, that actually like Ge means like virtues, the good actions, and She means the practitioners, telling, guiding, guarding. So that's the kind of like a title how it originated, the Geshe. But at the same time, I think it's quite important to understand that there are many different levels of Geshes also. I became monk when I was 10 years old. Okay, so that means that is 1987, I think. I joined in India, so with some different situations again. So I went to India, I joined in a small monastery. And there we have like only very small academy, so not so, I mean like that advanced studies there, Then I was there for like about 5.5 or 6 years, I think, almost like 6 years. Then, and as I was growing old, I think this is quite a good thing, and it's quite fact also. As I'm growing older, that means like I'm becoming like a teen, like 16, 17. Then I really didn't want to be monk. I don't know, maybe some situations. Then I came back because I was born in Kathmandu, my family are living in Kathmandu, so I came back to Kathmandu, and I was actually fighting with my parents. Fighting means like discuss. I don't know. I don't want to be more monk, But they didn't accept it. So I think this is back culture that they have a strong belief, why monk is so important in life, Then they really didn't accept it. Then I couldn't, go against with them. Then at the final, I have to accept it. I have to admit, okay, I'm going to be a monk. So now where? So I didn't want to go back to India. So, and since I know Kopan from very, very young age, like about, I think I remember 2 or 3 years old when I think my brother, one of my brother used to be a monk from here. I think I visited once, I remember, and I found during that time, so we have like a very old, small gumba, which one is now main gumba, very small but very long stairs. And I found a pen. I still remember that. I was so happy to find a pen, during that time. I don't know how did I find it, but it was on the stairs and I found it. Wow, I was so happy. I remember only this much. Then I think that is somehow made connections. Now, of course, then my brother was from here. Then he has left some, because he left from here, but he has left some monk's cloth in home. And I don't know, I feel very happy when I see these clothes. That's how I wanted to become monk, actually, the condition, Then, yeah, maybe that, so since we Buddhists, we believe in karma, so maybe some karmic connections already there, Then I said, okay, why not in Kopan? I should come. Then I came to, of course, we have to come to talk with the abbot during that times, it's our late Khensu Rinpoche, we call it Khensu Rinpoche Gyalundub. And right after seeing him, he was so happy, and he immediately asked me to join from the third day after tomorrow. Then that's how I came to Kopan, I think end of 1992, I joined Kopan. Okay, then I keep study, but okay, I can say I'm not so good student, but I can say, but I have a bit sharp some mind. I was not so much interested about philosophy, Tibetan Buddhist philosophy or something like that. But somehow, I have some sharp-minded, or maybe, I think maybe from my inside saying, maybe I have some karmic connections with all this text, all these philosophies, things. Yeah, I was a bit good in the other class subjects, but I was not so good in the philosophy. Then okay, I passed 4.5 years. Then one day, my brother asked me, why you don't join in South India, the big university is called Sera Je University, because Kopan is part of Sera Je universities, Then immediately, wow, why not once? So that's how I, came to join Sera Monastery. But still I can say I'm not so that good student. I was not that student. But I never left. I kept continue. And so now I'm a bit happy with the monk's life. These are very important questions, for all of us. So, actually, I always explain that, the meditation is not 100% exactly the translated word from the Tibetan words gom. So in Tibetan words gom, it is gom. So, but what I feel is the word exactly gom translating, it is like a habituating. So meditation, actually gom means mainly habituating. But now we use the meditation word because we are habituating more on our mind. Because why? Now thing is that why we are habituating with our mind is so every actions. So that's very important to understand that the every actions we have to come through either from your the actions, the body actions, either from your speech or either from your mind, right? But if you see very clearly, body actions and speech actions always follow to your mind. So mind action is the most important, and this the mind action. So watching your mind, being a mindfulness. So that is called the meditations. You understand? So we are trying to with habituating with our mind. How is going on? What is going on? So habituating. During this time, I think it's very good to understand your, the situations with ourselves, with us. So I think one important thing is, as Shantideva has mentioned, if there is no remedies, there's no use of being worries about it. So you have to accept it. So I think this is the one very, to make you motivations, yourself. We have to accept it. If you can accept it, that means we are already started to keep calm oneself, to reduce all the pressures, to reduce all the problems. Okay, that's, this is motivating yourself, But meditations, during these times, I think, So, okay, now I think before that, I think we should understand about the meditation. I think that's very important. What are the meditations, we can do it. Normally the meditations categorized into two. That's very important. The meditations, one is like, we call it, I forget the word sometime,
Calm abiding.
Yeah, calm abiding. So,
Or
but
state
in
abiding.
Sanskrit, we use, no. Okay, so in English we call it calm abiding meditation. And one is called, vipassana, and one is called
Shamatha?
shamatha meditation, and one is called vipassana meditations. So these two are main categorized into two, So one is like a calm abiding meditation, and one is called analytical meditations, which is vipassana. So we have to understand these two, very important. So calm abiding meditations, that is, we have to start with this shamatha meditation practice or the calm abiding meditation practice, because this is the meditation which make the foundation, good foundation. So why good foundation now? So calm abiding meditation, mainly we focus on a single pointed concentration. So single pointed concentration means we can be single pointed concentration on anything, no matter house, people, trees, wherever, you just try to focus on single thing. That is called single pointed meditation. So single pointed meditation, so why single pointed meditation is important to make a good foundation is because you check now, our mind, we can say 100% the monkey mind, no doubt. So we try to bring back our mind when we try to concentrate on a single thing. Try to bring back. You understanding now?
Yes.
Then we able to keep calm with our mind, with the single point of concentrations. So that is called like calm abiding meditation practice. So for this meditation, we can practice through our also breathing practice. So that's quite famous. Breathing in, inhaling in, outgoing, incoming, outgoing, then many different methods. Many. You can do it, anything. So you just keep on looking at a good house, good watch, good anything. You keep it. So, you can think that, why this is very important that, I always explain when there's a river with this wide spread, there's no force, right? We can easily cross. But when this water come into one canal, small channel, it becomes so powerful. It easily can, take us away, So same thing. When our wide open mind, wide spread mind, I don't say wide open, wide spread mind, bring it to one thing, so our mind automatically becomes so strong, so energetic. And at the same time, very relaxing, very calm. Then that mind, used as a foundation, turn into analytical meditation, vipassana meditation practice. Then that so strong. You can easily understand which is a fact, which is not right, which is, so you can check well. So in our, in our normally using teachings, we say that first you have to hear well. That means you have to learn a lot. Then second, you have to contemplate a lot. Then finally we say meditation, So these are the three, the way of practicing. So similarly, like this, Then we check, contemplate. Then we meditate. Then their thought become you are habituating. So when you are habituated with their thought, then you don't need to be think again.
So it's like changing your attitude.
Everything. Now question, what changing? So what actually changing? Then you have to understand. So study is very important. So in Buddhism, we start from the very beginning, the impermanence, the cause and effect, the emptiness when we talk. So there are different, studies and different, So when you have these kind of studies, then you put these studies in analytical meditation, then you become stronger, habituating. Then one day you realize it and you get a realization. Motivation, we have all the times motivations. But now, these times, what we are talking about motivation is something positive, to bring some positive energies. So now, again, question, what is the positive motivations to bring energies, for all of us? Now, I think this time very important. Don't think only for oneself. I think this is the most important, motivating yourself, Because there are billions of people all around the world. Then, so in Buddhist viewpoint, we are not talking about only human, there's billions of animals, billions of other human beings, So when we have such an open-minded, now I'm using open-minded for these people, these beings. Everybody is same, wanting happiness, not wanting suffering, right? So if you're thinking only for oneself, then you become like so tiny, So when you have such a, sense of others, then you become automatically so much strong motivated. Then when you have such a motivation like this, then, you can practice strongly, 100%. I think this is quite, normal with all of us that, if you make a motivation, okay, today I at least going to study about 1 hour. And go and study 1 hour, I think quite easy, because you have already motivated. Otherwise, you just go there and study 1 hour, sometimes very difficult. So you have, so generating such a motivation like this, always push to do more. So when you are doing more, of course, energy is always there.
So by thinking of others, you get more energy for the motivation?
Thinking of others, of course, give you more energies. The thing is that when you have such a mind of thinking others, sense of others, I can say that you can also feel that you're so much relaxed within yourself. 100%. You don't have the doubt. You just carry on. But people are always, I see a lot of time, people get frustrated with this practice because somehow from inside we expect a lot. Don't expect. Just carry on with concerns about others, not only for oneself. Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Relaxation is always there. Starting, definitely calm avoiding. I think this is the way we can start, you know.
Yeah.
So calm avoiding means, because our mind is not stable, we can see all the time. Then during this time especially, what happened this, 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 you know. So when we calm down, when we meditate on single pointed concentration, or maybe single pointed on your breath, you can feel it immediately, how much relaxed you are. So once you are relaxed, then you can do something else. Until and unless you are not relaxed, this is not possible. So start with calm breathing. Anytime, start with calm breathing. Best. The best thing is try to having contact with face to face. That makes immense imprints, immense. But this time, no option. So very good opportunity, you know, use with this camera and this mic, you know. Of course, I said, why not? So generosity, so actually there are many different kind of generosity. I think the best I can say, you know, giving, you know, something for eat, something for wedding, something for shelter or something like that. This is okay, it's quite good. But I think the practice of giving or the practice of generosity, it's, I think especially what I feel about West is giving time. It's one of the very, very important. Because even now within family, within daughter and mother or son or the father or whatever, you know, less time. So giving time, also very good practice of generosity. That's I think I really wanted to share because I can see this, I can feel this, you know, giving timing nowadays very difficult, especially in the West. Comparatively, Eastern quite okay with the task case. So why giving time important? You know, giving time means sharing your feelings, sharing your emotions, again coming with the mind. So when you are such a helpful for transforming other people who are into suffering, who are in suffering, convert it into happiness with your sharing feelings, emotions, I think this is the best generosity. So that's what we have to, I think, practice. I think you're giving thousands of dollars, I think, but this practice is more important. This is very easy answer, Sometimes I like to say to the Westerners, please come to Nepal, come to visit in India. I think you get a very, very clear answer.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I think for that you have to see the world, I think. When you see such a very hard conditions in India, but people are living a very, very happy life. When you see these all things, I think this is the really what to call. the raw materials, practicing for yourself, And yeah, so I think this helps you. And definitely, as I told you, this why impatient is because thinking on only for oneself. I want, I am. Never thinks, of others. So that's lacking the point. So when you have this kind of sense of others, then try to see other worlds, how is it going on there, And I think comparatively in the West and in the East, is financially very poor, much hard conditions, and much people living together compared to the West. Then when you see all these pictures, then you see yourself staying in a good house, good weather, good food. Why worry now? No use of worry. And being a worry, also useless. Better accept it from the very beginning. I said, accept it. And you have such a good life already. Enjoy it. What I feel from my own experience that it's right after you get up, I think the meditation is one of the very, very, very good source. And at least try to see oneself. What I try to do nowadays is that, first of all, I'm alive. I'm so happy. And I'm very good morning, And when I see, and I feel, wow, this is really grace from the others, And try to find out something, something positive energies that, lots of good surroundings, lots of good, Now, if you go and look only the hatred things, you find a lot of hatred things. But if you go out, just start with looking only for the compassions, loving things, you always So that makes oneself very relaxed. So, as I said, when you are relaxed, concentrating, very easy. So relaxing, then try to concentrate. Very easy. Otherwise, disturb, concentrating, impossible. So, and the thing is that don't try to, I think that this in the West, I think especially in the West, because you expect a lot. So many things you want to achieve very fast because it's really challenging life there, I know. That's why people are so busy. But sometimes, try to reduce a little bit. I think that's very good for yourself. So less time. Keep time for oneself. Very important. Give time for your family. That's also very important. Then, because that helps you calm yourself. Then concentrate again. Very easy. So, very related to shamatha practice, vipassana practice. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, we are so much lacking of understanding of these ethics in our world, definitely. So definitely, again, come to the same thing that, that you're lacking ethics. That means you're not thinking of others. So when you think of others, then you can see the others' happiness also, others' feeling. And unless you don't understand the importance of the other feelings, you never can be happy. That's very important. So when your surrounding is happiness, then you can be happy. When your surrounding is not happiness, very difficult to be happy oneself only. So now understanding, now okay, using your wisdoms, the importance of wisdoms. Okay, then okay, others' feeling is very important. Others' intention is very important. Others' emotion is very important. Then when you have such a concern with these, with feelings, it is always there. Because I can tell that, we are totally dependent with each other. That's very, very important, We are 100% dependent within each other. We cannot be independent. So it's very important others' feeling, to understand the others' feelings also. And others means countless. Then, when you have such a feelings of others, automatically your heart opens. You easily can accept so many things. Okay, saying something, okay, no problem. Saying something, no problem. Otherwise, you close. Even small things comes, wow, very difficult. There's so much explanations, as I just told you, the first of all, we have to understand that we are dependent with each other. That makes already so many, good basics, And others' feelings is more important than actually one's feeling. So, sometimes we are a bit, selfish sometimes, we can't accept, just, okay, for example, without intentions by someone, something harsh word, but no intention from them at all, but we can't accept it. Maybe actually she or he is not telling to you, someone telling, but we accepting something, okay, telling to me. So we have this kind of reasons, so many reasons which we taking as a, the delusions, wrong things already. We don't understand sometimes, because they are not doing with the intention, they are not doing it, maybe accidentally something came up, but we feel so much sad, we feel so much anger. So when you realize, okay, this is not from their intention, then you feel little bit relaxed. You understand what I mean? Now, more deeper level. So that person, of course, same like me. When I have such a negative emotions going inside, many things, bad things comes out. So that situation can be with anyone, anytime. Why don't we just relax and let him or let her say anything? Because bad time for her or him. We just listen and accept it. We are relaxed. I'm relaxed. That word has no power to, impact on you. You have the power, with your feelings. So we, sometimes we are actually dependent with others, but we never feel to accept it. But we are not dependent with the others' words, but we depend a lot. Oh, they have said something bad, I'm very angry. That means I'm debating a lot on that word. That's just word. So what actually, so now understand. Because sometimes bad times for me also, for you also, for them also, definitely. So understandable. Make yourself relax. this human life is unbelievable life. Okay, it's according to Buddhist viewpoint, if you say that, one can be enlightenment, with this own life, this life, So how much, capacities, how much valuables, with this life only, But I think sometimes telling to the Western people, I think it's quite difficult. But I think at the same time I can say, from the Buddhist viewpoint, you never let you to down, because we already said we all have Buddha nature. That means we can be like Buddha himself, like him. So we already can like a big hope. So now why precious human life is, so we easily can see around, So nowadays we are very connected with the animals. So animals, no matter how much trained, but they are on the certain level. Cannot we go, this what you call more than that level, It's like a certain level, But we human intelligence, there's no there's no level. You make it more, go higher and higher and higher and higher. Endless capacity you can make it. So only this human life can make it. So what I feel also, I think from the scientific view also, I think, so the capacities of our mind, I think we use only few % within our life. So that means immense, something very capacity inside our human brain or in our human, So that makes you, I think you have heard or not, I think scientists said that, if we try to make a computer like our human life, our human mind or human brain, I think even bigger than this building, I think not enough. So that means how valuable this body, this life. Then we can create so much good things. When you are so much strong, when you are so become a passionate person, you can help millions of lives. We easily can see within this lifetime. So we can't do that much, but we at least can start with one person or with the family, with the friends. So make your valuable life into useful. Using spirituality, what is better? Because now I think nowadays, especially in this nowadays condition in the world, people don't want to follow religion's word. But when I think why it's good to use the spiritually is that spiritual means something like good things, good practice. Like for example, love, kindness. Love, kindness, everyone needs it. We can't go away from love and kindness. So that's why I'm telling we are 100% dependent on others' love and kindness. So that's called spiritual practice. We cannot run away. No option at all. And I don't think there's one person who doesn't appreciate love and kindness. So these are the spiritual practice. And okay, now I tell you one thing. I think I'm so when I look at Buddhist perspective, I many times see this spiritual practice only, not touching with religions, not touching with something personal things. So that's what I feel, and that's why I really wanted to talk more and more on this practices, because I feel this is directly connected with everyone. As I told you, no one can run away from the spiritual, from these practices. Everybody need it. That's how we can survive in this world. Otherwise, but very good. I think I think everyone should think that, we many times news bad. And we think this world only bad thing. Because we follow news, and news most time bad things. But in fact, 100% opposite. Actually I think I can say maybe 10, I think maybe 50, 60, 70 times having good things, loving things, kindness things. Of course, definitely. Starting, as I told you, motivation, very important. I think first of all, what I suggest is try to reduce a little bit, and especially in the West, very busy life. Because what I see is they want good houses, good cars. I think sometimes we have to cut down a little bit. Make time for yourself only. That means sharing time with the family, sharing time with the friends. I think that's how we can survive this our beautiful world. Otherwise, definitely we can see that hating each other very easy. Each country, very easy. So little bit cutting down. So I don't know. Once I say that it's a good lazy and bad lazy. So good lazy means cutting down. Don't run much. Come back. So I think this is being good lazy, I think. So this is thing. But at the same time, mind training definitely in your daily, day-to-day your life. Because for example, you're working in an office. Just go there, smile. Make a, good, start with a good smile, I think. And you can see, oh, I'm smiling. Your mind is only smiling, right? And be positive all the time. Oh, if you're getting angry, oh, I'm getting angry. I shouldn't. So this, okay, because we are now come to the very beginning point. We are very much habituated with these negativities. Very much habituated. So now we are trying to change this habituation into something good habituation. Okay, I'm hating her. Okay, no, it's not good to hate her. Okay, once, not possible. Then I say, second time, third time. Okay, for example, you're in my office. I go there, if I'm very hate to you, then one time, okay, I shouldn't. Second time, I shouldn't. Third time, I shouldn't. Then I'm habituating with good mindfulness, good attitude. Then one day, I can be a very good friend with you. So being a friend, going around, and you see others, your friend, like your own people, your own, I think already being mindful, already being a good attitude, already being a good practice. And all this back, ultimate, the most benefits getting oneself, not others.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you very, very much for your time.
Thank you.
May you be blessed.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.